15-Year Nightmare by Olithegreat or Octopleb. Summary. Franziska catches Miles sobbing in his sleep. I can't breathe. Quiet, I said, quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Miles panicked. His father was being attacked. He had to stop it. He picked up a gun that had slipped out of Miss Yogi's belt and threw it blindly. Bang! Miles could barely breathe. He couldn't think. The next thing he knew, he was in an ambulance, hardly awake. He sat up. His father. Where was his father? When he threw that gun, he heard a bullet. No, he couldn't have. Right? Franziska sat up in her bed. She heard some sort of noise, like a whimpering maybe. She turned to the bed across the room from her, where Miles Edgeworth lay. She carefully slipped out of bed and tiptoed towards him. He seemed to be sobbing in his sleep, muttering something. He mumbled sleepily. Tears were rolling down his cheeks, though he didn't seem to be awake. He must be having a nightmare, Franziska thought, and a terrible one at that. I've never sobbed in my sleep. She gently shook Miles Edgeworth, who shot up from his bed, looking around in a daze. He seemed to have forgotten where he was. He mumbled, still crying, before his eyes set on Franziska. Franziska. Was I talking in my sleep? He pulled his knees up to his chest. Sorry. Franziska put her hands on her hip. You were crying, Miles Edgeworth, sobbing. Miles Edgeworth's face went red. What were you having a nightmare about? It was... He looked down at his hands. It was nothing, really. I don't know why I was crying. Franziska narrowed her eyes. Before you saw me, she said, pointing an accusatory finger at him, you said something like, were you having a nightmare about your father? Miles Edgeworth stared at her blankly. You're really smart for a 2-year-old, you know that? You'll make a great prosecutor. So you admit that you were having a nightmare about Gregory Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth's face flinched at the mention of his father's name. His head dug into his knees. It's all I've been dreaming about, he said. Because of me. Miles Edgeworth broke into tears again, not daring to look at Franziska. You think that you killed your father? She looked skeptically at the crying boy. It was an accident, he burst out. Mr. Yogi was choking him, and I threw the gun in, and it... He began crying again. Franziska hopped onto his bed. If you didn't throw the gun, Yanni Yogi would have choked him to death, she said bluntly. Even if the gun you threw did kill him, which I doubt, you did the right thing by trying to save him. Miles Edgeworth wiped his tears. I don't. He stopped talking as Franziska got under the blanket, nestling herself next to the older boy. Go to sleep, Miles Edgeworth, she said, yawning. You can think about it more when you're not tired. She turned to him, a smile playing on her lips. You better not wake me up with your crying. Miles Edgeworth lay down and Franziska followed, curling in a small ball, and soon enough she fell asleep. Miles Edgeworth stared at the back of the little girl's head, everything going through his head at once, but he remembered what she said. You can think about it more when you're not tired. Yawning, Miles realized that it was a perfect idea. He closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep. He dreamed about his old friends, Phoenix and Larry. He dreamed about times he went out to eat with his father. He dreamed about good things. He wasn't sure why he had such good dreams at the rest of the night, but maybe it was the ball of warmth next to him. And so, the siblings fell asleep in each other's company, as they would for years to come. Oh my god, so fluffy. And I just like Franziska works in general. Like, to be fair, I've only just found it... I don't know. I've only done 2 so far, if you think about it. But, I don't know, I didn't used to see so many of Franziska's works out there. Which is, pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Can't really say any opinions on this. No, I'm not gonna drag this out too much, because this should only be 5 minutes, 3 minutes, really. If you liked the video, I guess good for you. Subscribe? Maybe? I don't know. I guess I should say No, there's not really anything to say. I think I can just end it here. So, have a nice day and bye.